Hey everyone, here we are at the very last video for Horizons that I will be posting. We're at the last week already. It's amazing that we've arrived at the end of our rope so quickly. I've had a lot of fun over the past 2 weeks. I hope you have too. So today, if you couldn't already tell from my terrible joke, we're going to be tying some knots today because when I was younger, I was in the Boy Scouts. Now it's just the Scouts. And I learned a lot of things from them that were very useful to me even now. And one of those things was knot tying. And I still remember how to tie a lot of these knots, and they're still very useful today. So I have a bunch of rope, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these knots for myself. I'm going to show you what they look like, and then I'm going to undo them, and you can follow along with me as I tie them. So all you really need is a certain length of rope. You can do this with normal string, whatever. So let's get started. So first we're going to tie the square knot. You've probably heard of this one before, maybe. It's pretty simple. What you can use it for is you can use it to tie two pieces of rope together. I'm not going to do that because I only have one piece of rope here, one very tangled piece of rope. So I'm just going to tie the two ends together. But if you have two pieces of rope that are short, you can use this to tie them together, and then it's one longer piece of rope. So here we go. I will tie it for you, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And then we'll go over it together. So this is what it looks like. It's called a square knot because it kind of looks like a box. It's kind of squarey, boxy. Might look more like a rectangle, but a rectangle knot doesn't sound as good. So I'm going to untie it real quick, and we will go through it step by step on camera together. And I will try and angle my head so that the light comes through very well so you can see the rope as I'm tying it. So you want to take the rope in your right hand and put it over the rope in your left hand, and you're just going to take this is my right hand rope, and you're just going to twist it around like that. All right? Just going to twist it around here. I'll show it again. Right hand, left hand, twist it around. And then you're going to do the exact same thing in reverse. So you're going to take your left hand rope over here, or your right hand rope over here. Now it's on your left side. And you're going to cross it over with the rope on the right side, and you're just going to flip it again. And then you're just going to pull tight, like that. See? And this is pretty tight. It gets tighter the more you pull on it. And you can just undo it by grabbing it and just sort of fidgeting with it a little bit and pulling it apart. So we'll go through it one more time. So right hand, left hand, right over left, whoop, and then left over right, like that. Now the second go around, you're going to want to put the stuff in your left hand over part of the rope in your right hand, and then you're going to want to pull it tight. So that's how you do a square knot. It's pretty rudimentary. It's a very basic knot, but it's a very useful knot. When I was sailing, I used a lot of these knots because I used to sail a lot when I was at school. So now we're only going to need one end of our rope. We're going to try another knot called a slip knot. Now I really like this knot because it's super, super easy to tie. You can use it to hold things, hold on to things, and it's very easy to untie as well. It's even easier to untie than it is to tie. So I'll go through it. I'll show you what it looks like. There. That was almost immediate, wasn't it? So this is the knot proper. That's what it looks like. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you have this little bit that goes up through here and this bit that comes down here. And you can untie it like this. This is the long end of the rope. This is the end of the rope over here. And just whoop. And it's gone. I always like doing that. It's really fun. So what you want to do is you want to take your rope, and here's my right hand, here's my left hand. You're going to take the part in your right hand. Here's the end of the rope, by the way. And you're just going to want to flip it over like this. So it's a circle. Now you're going to want to flip it up and over the top. So here is the end of the rope, and you're going to want to flip it. So the long part of the rope is on top, knot on the bottom, and then you're going to take the lower end of this rope, and you're just going the long end. This is the short end. You want to take the long end of the rope, and you're just going to pull it up through that loop, and then you're just going to pull it tight. And that's it. It's really simple, probably even simpler than the square knot. It takes, about the same amount of steps, and then you can just pull the long end, and it comes undone. Really easy. We'll go through it one more time, and then we'll move on to our last knot, which is probably one of my personal favorites because I know it a particular way from most other people. So here we go. Flip it over. Long ends on top. Long ends on top. Then you're going to take the long end again, run it up through the bottom, hold it like this, and just boop. You have your loop, you have your knot, and then you can just take this end right here. All gone. Very easy. Now we're going to move on to another knot called the bowline, and ordinarily this isn't how you do this, but I know a different way you can do it from the normal way. I don't really know the normal way because that's not how I learned how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a slip knot. So remember, slip knot, just went over it. And this is a bit funny. So I'll try and explain this as I'm doing it, and then I'll go over and do it again. So you're going to want to take the short end here, and you're going to want to run it up through here, up through that loop, and then you're going to want to almost undo the slip knot, and it will flip over onto itself. I know this is very hard to see, but it will flip over onto itself. And that makes a bowline, weirdly enough. Now, you know you have a bowline when you flip over your knot and it has this. It kind of looks like a hat, like a little bowler hat. And that is the sign that you know you have a bowline. No matter how you make the knot, this will always be there if you do it correctly. So I'm going to break open this knot, and you can do it by, as my good friend Ko used to say, breaking its back. You can take this top part of the hat and just flip it over, and then you can just pull the knot apart like that. It's really easy to pull apart like that if you just flip that top part of it down. So we're going to go through it again. So remember, slip knot, top part over like this. I'll actually angle my camera a little bit so you guys can see it better. Top part over like that. Run it through the big loop like so. And so this is the part you should have facing you. Not this back part here. This part. Now this always confused me when I was learning this myself. So you should have this part facing towards you, like I have it right now. This part should be facing away from you. And you're going to take the short end of your rope, like so. And you're going to run it up through here. And you're just going to hold it there. You're just going to let it flop down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to reach down here to the knot and just pull up. Just pull up. Just pull up until the knot flips over itself. I think I actually have a pretty bad one, so I'll do it again for you guys. But that's what it should look like. It'll like flip over itself, and this will just sort of show up. I'll try and do my best to show you what I mean by that a little more specifically than I have been doing. Because you will have to put a little bit of pressure on the knot to get it to flip. So we'll make another slip knot, like so. This end facing towards you, this end facing away from you. Up, and then you're just going to go down here and pull on this. see it's starting to kind of give, right? You want it to just keep on pulling it. See? And it just sort of flipped over itself. It's weird, but once you do it once, you will understand how to do it again. It is very important, however, that when you put this part through the knot, that the knot is facing you as I've told you to do so. Otherwise, it won't work. I did that a lot when I was younger, when I was trying to learn how to do this knot, and it always messed me up trying to figure out which way I had to put it. But if you orient it like I instructed, it should work every single time. Now, this is a knot that's very useful for things, because what you can do is you can tie it around things, and what you tie it around will not go anywhere. This knot will not come off, because you can just tighten it and it will not go anywhere. It's very sturdy. Like I said earlier with the whole breaking the back, it's very easy to undo. See, right there. And choose to hold things, you know. It's a generally useful knot that I've found a lot of use for. Just holding things, keeping things together, keeping things from falling down. So those are all the knots I have to share with you today. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found all of the videos that I've posted for Horizons this summer interesting, along with all of my colleagues and coworkers. I know they've been posting some great stuff that's very interesting. So I hope you all have been watching those. I hope you've been having a good time watching those. And thank you for participating in Horizons this summer. I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you.